Welcome to the 2022 General Election Candidate videos, made possible by a partnership between Collin County Votes, which is an initiative of the Collin County Business Alliance, and the Allen, Frisco, McKinney, and Plano Chambers of Commerce.
My name is Crystal Howard. I am the publisher for Community Impact newspaper in DFW, and it is my privilege and honor to bring you these videos today so that we can all become more informed about the candidates on our ballot. Today, we actually have Mr. John Stafford, who is seeking nomination for Collin County Commissioner, Precinct 4. Mr. Stafford, thank you for being with us.
How are you doing today, Crystal?
Doing great. Thank you. Well, let's go ahead and just jump right in. And I'll ask you a question that gets asked of me all the time, and I always enjoy answering it. People say, what is a publisher for a newspaper anyway? I'm not going to ask you that, but what, in your words, is the role of a county commissioner and what do they do?
The county commissioners are the board of directors for Collin County. It is their job to manage the budget for the county as a whole, the largest portion of which is the sheriff's department, then the court system. In the rural, undeveloped areas of the county commissioners are also responsible for maintaining and building roads in order for people to travel back and forth. And we're also responsible for the health care of the indigent population, the mental health, well-being of the members of our county. They also manage the elections, GIS department, the medical examiners department, and some parks that are outside of the cities.
Great, thank you. Well, fill us in then. What are your top 2 to 3 legislative priorities?
Well, legislative goes down to the states, so I'm not going to speak to what any state representative candidate wants to do. But I can tell you that the number one priority that we have is fully funding the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department currently has almost 2/5 of its funded positions open, and the pay for the sheriff's department is below average when it comes to the other counties in this area. And this is the wealthiest county in the state of Texas. There is no excuse for us not to have the best paid sheriff's department in the state of Texas. At the end of 2021, the county commissioners signed a contract with a private prison in order to send inmates from our county jail to a private prison. Now, we have the space for those prisoners, but we don't have the manpower to watch over all of those prisoners. So it is imperative that we actually fully fund the sheriff's department.
Great, thank you for that. And Collin County, we all know, is one of the fastest growing in the country consistently. What are your thoughts on that growth to date, and what would your priorities, if elected, be concerning that growth going forward?
So the population of Collin County is expected to triple by 2050. And that is a lot of people. That means that those areas that are currently rural in the north and east sides of this county will probably be dense urban areas by 2050 if we're going to hold 3 million people in here. The most important role of the county commissioners is to work together with the cities in order to make sure that that growth is planned and managed in a way that a decision in one city does not negatively impact the decisions in the other cities. So the commissioner's court is almost the referee of that sort when it comes to new developments that are going on in the county.
Great, thank you. I'm curious, what do you see as the top needs of the Collin County business community, and what would you do to help meet those needs to ensure continued economic growth if elected?
So the greatest need that we have is making sure that people can actually get to and from their work. And that's building roads is one of the county commissioner's greatest roles. I remember that shortly after Chris Hill was elected county judge, that he suggested that we build the bypass for 380 as a tunnel through the middle of downtown McKinney. And that was roundly derided by the McKinney City Council. That was roundly derided by Raytheon, which is the largest employer in Collin County, because you can't build a tunnel right next to one of the largest defense plants in the United States. And I find it disheartening that we come up with random ideas like that instead of picking up the phone and talking to the mayor and city council of McKinney and Prosper and finding out what they feel the best way to handle the upgrade of US 380 is.
So based on that answer, I have a question. I have a suspicion of where you might take this, but if you had to look at all the transportation issues facing Collin County, what is your number one that you see as the biggest issue? And then how would you address it?
So the biggest issue that we have is simply traffic. And there is only so far that we can go with building roads. What we need to do is make sure that as new houses are built in the northern and eastern parts of the county, that job centers are also built next to those houses so that we're not sending 500,000 people from Blue Ridge and Anna across Allen and Plano on a daily basis and making it so that nobody can move down US 75. We need to make sure that we are bringing in the jobs that are spread around the community so that we are not choking any one given road every single day.
Thank you. Well, Collin County is an increasingly diverse area in terms of population. How do you incorporate equity into your own priorities if elected?
So, number one thing is to just listen to people around the community. Um, when you look at my service, where I'm going out and helping the community, you could see that last week I was helping BedStart deliver furniture to Venezuelan refugees. You could see that back in December, I was helping with the Toys for Tots campaign in the Douglas community. I am concerned that when I take a look at the people who are being appointed to the boards and commissions of Collin County, that I see nothing but white faces being appointed to our boards and commissions. And if I were elected commissioner, I would make sure that my board appointments look like Collin County and not look like me.
Thank you. So, our last question just happens to be my favorite. But if you had the opportunity to talk to somebody who was considering moving to Collin County or maybe moving their business here, and you got the opportunity to give them a 30-second elevator pitch, what would you tell them?
Collin County is the best educated, wealthiest county in the state of Texas. It is the place that you want to move your business because this is where the opportunities are. And you should bring your business here because your business will thrive in Collin County.
Thank you for that. And I want to thank you for your time and for joining us today, Mr. Stafford, and allowing the voters to get to hear where you stand on the issues. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.